Let's start this with a prayer. Dear Father, I thank you for this day and this opportunity to be used as a vessel to let your people know that you are available, able, and ready. In the name of Jesus of Nazareth. Let's cut this bread. Proverbs 13:20. Become wise by walking with the wise, hang out with fools, and watch your life fall to pieces. Proverbs 14:7. Escape quickly from the company of fools. They're a waste of your time, a waste of your words. Genesis, Gene 6, Genesis 2:25, my bad. The man and his wife were naked, but they were not ashamed. Now, something good has like completely happened from me, being opened by, a man in conversation. Like, it definitely has made me seek God and be like, okay, God, what do you want for me? You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, because obviously God would know what type of man would be, the most compatible with me. I can't gauge that right now because I'm still trying to figure me out in my season of singleness. And responsibly too, because you don't have to get with someone and sleep with them. Like, that's never gonna let them or you really understand like what's happening, but just to be in a season where you entertain conversation, it's lively, the vibe is right, you're feeling it, so it kind of directs you in the way of which, you know you're like, oh my gosh, what are my options? What do I like? What do I not like? Who am I? And what would, like, who would I be compatible with? I mean, this is just speaking to me. It's not speaking to anybody else. But, I had to think about it. Like, so I would like, right, a man who already has a relationship with Jesus and knows how to dig in, use this word, cultivate it, be in his position that God has already placed him in, because this is something that I'm doing. But the problem was, I was still looking with my lustful eye. Listen, you gotta understand that dating is healthy in a respect where, you actually see what's out there. Like, just being wise. Like, would I really know that I would be ready for marriage if I didn't try to date? If I didn't see, like, am I really just okay? Am I gonna be okay with one person, or am I gonna have it in my heart to be like, ooh, he look good? A little flirt is not gonna hurt. Yes, it will. Yes, it will. Man, if I get anybody that's like me, oh my gosh, we gonna have a problem. And I ain't talking about no physical problem, but just a problem where it's like, look, man, why did you even waste my time? Why would you even waste my time if you weren't serious? I mean, and I'm expecting a real man to have like complete transparency and be able to communicate effectively, because he just placed his heart on the line like I would place my heart on the line. So I get it. But then God took me to Proverbs 13:20, and he said, become wise by hanging with the wise, and you hang out with fools and you watch your life fall to pieces. Wise people will get you to a point where it's like, are you with somebody that loves God the way that you love God? Are you with somebody, or are you dating somebody that knows how to love you effectively? Are you dating someone that respects, your time? Are you dating someone that isn't here for games? And this is the thing, though. Fools aren't going to talk about that, because fools will be like, man, just jump on it, do what you got to do, whatever. Your life is going to come to pieces, because it's going to fall to pieces, because, going down that route and just trying to knock something back, somebody's going to end up knocked up. Not me, right? And then he took me to Proverbs 14:7. He said, escape quickly from the company of fools. They're a waste of your time and a waste of your words. So even though I could have, liked little dude, and I really was open to the possibility of like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. I couldn't lie to myself. I really can't be with a man that doesn't have power. Come on, man. Look at me. Like my power comes from God. Like, and every one of his children should have this power that they have, that they use, that they pull on, that they draw from, that they reach into, and they're 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 tapped in. So God was like, you need to come back from this really quick. I just needed you to see this. Like, yeah, it's nice to have feelings. It's nice that you are not jaded by everybody who you've been in a relationship with that has done you bogus to where, your heart is hardened or it's closed off. Yeah, that's all great. But guess what? Come on back. Come on back. I need you to, you know, focus on me first, because when this man comes along, and I really believe that God is going to take me to my husband, like, here you go. My husband will find me, but my God is going to be like, here, Tanya. Just like he did Adam and Eve. He had Adam. Adam was doing his thing, right? Put Adam to sleep, did some surgery on him, and then he brought the woman to him. you know, it'll work out perfectly fine. Like let's not even stress that, because that's just, whatever. But then it says, quickly escape from the company of fools. They're a waste of your time and a waste of your words. Some people will never even value the time and the effort that you put into praying for them, or the time and the effort that you spend with God, because they think that they're their own God and they make things happen. But then when they get on Facebook and start posting all their problems, you see that it's a waste. It's a waste. There's nothing I could possibly do to make somebody else think differently. And I'm not talking about little dude. I'm just talking about just life and people in general. Your words carry weight, right? And, I want someone that's just going to match that same energy. So, the options that I'm like presented with now, it's okay to accept and dismiss them. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like, yeah, maybe like 20 years ago I would have fell for that, but I'm good. And then in Genesis 2:25, God said, the man and his wife were naked, but they were not ashamed. And he told me that because he's like, if you're going to get an option that you can be completely open with. An option that, doesn't have you ashamed. An option where you're one. If that's the case. And I can't find that option if I'm not looking for it in God. I need to be unashamed before him. I need to be naked and completely open about every and anything. So yeah, I could be like, oh my gosh, I love somebody, right? I love taco trucks. I love cheeseburgers. I love cookies. I love donuts. I'm not in love with those things. Now, when you hear me say that I'm in love with something, then it's like, oh my gosh, it's serious. I like to love. I like to love because I used to be, what's the opposite of love? Hate. I used to hate me. I used to hate, just a lot of stuff. So I like loving. Like it's not a bad thing, right? But this is my season of singleness, and with my season of singleness, I choose the option of putting God first over my feelings, over what it looks like, over nonsense. It doesn't make any sense, because I'm a wife first before I actually become a wife. And I'm naked right now before God, and, just letting him in every area of my life and not trying to hold it back, because, yeah, I could have been like, oh my gosh, I love this guy so much, God, or I like him so much, I want to get married. Low key, I'm thinking I want to get married so we can do married things. But what happens when that's over? What if he irritates me? What if I irritate him? What if I get tired of him? What if like he starts showing his Boaz, or lack thereof, in like 6 months? then what? I rushed it for no reason. Options, the definition for options is a thing that is or may be chosen. I have the option to choose God in all that I do. I have the option to put Him first. I have the option to believe that He knows better than I do, because He absolutely does. And I'm not missing out on something that I would have to force. Like, and I'll say it again, if it doesn't come organically and it doesn't flow, I'm not going to rush it. I'm not going to force nothing. I'm not going to waste my words or my time. I'm not, going to hang out with fools. And I'm not going to be ashamed. I'm not going to be ashamed of this process. And I don't think that anybody else should either. And that's probably a big problem with culture, where it says, like, when you're dating, like, you have to be together. No. We're just getting to know one another. And I love the fact that I'm starting to see more and more of what I would actually want in a man by the things that I'm seeing in different men. And I'm not telling you I'm dating multiple men. I'm not even telling you that I'm dating one. But if you ask me, I will always tell you that I am in a relationship with Jesus. Don't press me. I don't like to be rushed. I know that I want to be right for whoever God is going to set me up with. And in my season of singleness, like, I have to make sure that I would know how to handle myself in every situation. Not only for my partner, but for me too. So there is no confusion. There is no, we're walking into this like with, just a whole different mindset other than being completely unashamed and naked with one another. And then once we get married, we're going to get naked again. I like God.